Howdy, hey, hi everyone, Spaceman Josh here, and welcome to Planetbase. So, as you can probably gather from the title, it's essentially a game where you try to build a base or, say, an outpost on a remote planet. It's supposed to be set in the somewhat distant future. I played a couple of months back, so that's why I have this Class F planet unlocked. But we're going to go ahead and start on the Class D planet anyways. So let's go ahead and let's see. Base name. I think I'm going to call the base Plutaville. I don't know why, I just want to call it that. If you have any other ideas, make sure you put it in the comments below. So let's go ahead and location, let's see. Let's put it at 0, 0, just because we can. Let's see if we can get it at least close. We got east, northeast 0, 0. Let's go ahead and get this started. So we'll go ahead and it'll load in, and then what will end up happening is it'll see the sequence for landing. I believe we start with 7 people and 2 robots. You know, something that tells me at least one thing is that humanity has not been enslaved by robots yet. We have not reached singularity at the point of this game. So there's a plus side to going out and trying to build a base on another planet. We're not taken over yet, which is nice. So we gotta wait for them all to get out of the vehicle. Yeah, we got workers in blue, biologists in green, engineers in orange, medics in red, and then a carrier robot in blue, and an engineer robot in yellow. Let's go ahead and get this started. I'll have them place that. Have that oxygen generator, that way the people can breathe. Oxygen generator, if my memory proved me correct, needs solar panels and water extractor. So I'll go ahead and place those down right away. Water extractor. I'm going to build the bigger versions of these two, that way it just makes my life easier later on. Speed up time a little bit just so they get all that built. I'm also going to place an airlock, that way they can access the oxygen, because that's always something that's needed. Let's see if it'll... There it goes. Slow that down a bit. Let's recycle this, just that way it's out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and place down a power collector. That way, once it hits nighttime, we can still have power without the solar panel generating anything. Let's see, now I want to... So that's the first step. Now they can breathe, so that's always a plus. I'll go ahead and I'm going to start taking care of their basic needs, that being, whether it be sleeping, sleeping, eating, that kind of stuff. That's really the only ones you'll have to worry about besides breathing in this game. I'm going to place down just normal buildings like that for now, the smaller versions of them. So I placed down a canteen where they can eat at. I also want to place a dorm. Dorms can only have one hallway, so I gotta place this carefully. If my mouse will move. There it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that right there. And then eating and sleeping. In order to really get food, we have 25 meals, but in order for them to make more, I'll need a biodome. So I'll go ahead and place that down. Right there. And so we got this mountain right here, so we can't really build in that direction, as well as there's a little bit of room to go in this direction over here. But I want to try to mainly have just the outdoor stuff over in one area and the indoor stuff in another. It just makes life easier. So a bunch of building space in this direction. I think 0, was a good spot. I don't know if it's randomly generated every time or not, but it worked. So they're going to go ahead and start building that stuff. As soon as this hallway is built over that they're building right now, I can actually start placing stuff inside the canteen as well. That way they can utilize the canteen the way it's supposed to. So I'm placing down a water fountain table and a TV. No idea how they get any sort of TV signal. Kind of amazing that someone is that good at finding signals that they can get one all the way out in remote planet out in the middle of who knows where. I'm also going to place down a meal maker since we are already making a biodome. You place any vegetables that you make in the biodome and you place them into a meal maker and they'll make meals. So I'm going to, in the biodome, for those of you who've played this game, you'll see this 1,000 times by everyone else. A lot of people like to place down, including me, a tomato plant and an onion plant. Tomatoes and lettuce grow a lot faster but require a lot more maintenance, while the onions and the I think these are turnips, the radishes. In the radishes, about average, and then the mushroom takes longer but takes less maintenance. And the same sort of layout is true for the ones above them, but these ones also produce starch. Starch is how you make more bioplastic, which is the resource that it looks like the green hexagon, the 3 green hexagons in the upper right, as well as my metal. It looks like the blue steel rod. Meals looks like a bowl with heat lines above it. I also have medicine and spares. And so those are built. I'm actually also going to just place a medical plant here too, just that way it's out of the way, and start growing some medical plants. We won't be able to do anything with those until I believe it's the lab that we have the medics make medicine from the medical plants in there. But I'm also going to go into the door and place down 2 beds. I like to place them as close to each other as they can, because normally I think with this one you can fit like, it was like 7 or 8. You can always fit like one more than what you usually can if you get them as close to each other as possible, which is always helpful. So I'm gonna go ahead, and so they've pretty much got almost everything there. I think I'll have them build another building or another structure. I think this time I'll probably have them do an outdoor. I'll probably have them do a windmill that way. During the nighttime, some power can be generated. Go ahead and place that next to the power collector. Maybe even one more outdoor thing. Let's see. They also put down a water tank that way, since we're not just wasting all this precious water that the thing is extracting. We also have someone to use just in case we start using more than we're making. So all these people are hungry, so that hopefully they're gonna go eat. But the airlock's also getting a little bit backed up because they're trying to grab meals. Everyone's trying to go in and out because there's no storage inside. It's borderline chaos, but it works. What you really have to be careful about this game, though, is keeping track of not only day and night, but the different things that go on around. Because meteors can actually strike the Class D planet, as well as sandstorms, both which can actually not only injure but also kill some of not only the robots but the people as well. Until I get I believe it's called a command center, I will not be able to get any sort of I won't be able to use yellow alert, which calls everyone inside for sandstorms. But I also just meteor strikes random, can't avoid those until I can place outdoor areas that are able to do that. But I would need more people to be able to actually successfully pull that one off. Why are not my biologists? Where are they? They need to tend to the plants. I don't even remember how many I have, but I'm gonna go ahead and check that real quick. I believe it's this button. That one? Nope. Can't check it yet. Okay. Yeah, I think we have 2 biologists. I think everyone's retired, so I'm gonna place another bed just that way. We can get that thing out of the way. Get that need taken care of for future. You know what I mean. So we got that 3rd bed placed. You know, good news, we're not dead yet. Let's go ahead and keep building. Try to get some self-sufficiency going in this place. I think next what I will want to do is put down the processing plant. That way we can turn any ores from any mines that we build and any starch we get from the starch plant into bioplastic and metal. So I'm going to place the processing plant. I'm also going to place a mine. That way we're actually getting ore and we're not, So go ahead and place the mine down there, right next to the airlock. Let's start building that as well as the processing plant. I want to speed up time just that way I get those 2 things built. And that's one of the biggest things is you want to take care of the primary needs of all the people as well as get to self-sufficiency as fast as possible. Otherwise you will start to run out of materials that you came with and you won't be able to get any more until you get self-sufficiency, which happens in the mine. And if you don't get the mine and you run out of resources, then you're in trouble. You pretty much have to start over, which is not fun. The only time you should ever have to really start over is when everyone dies, which I have done. I remember that happening a few times. I think meteor is probably the biggest culprit. I think I've also starved people to death though too, not on purpose. Yet. So they got those built. So technically we're self-sufficient. There's a mine to get ores, a starch plant to get starch. I even just got a starch. As well as we're about to place down the machines to turn starch and ore into bioplastic and metal. So let's go ahead and continue building more structures while we still have the materials for them. I think what I want to do next is place down a factory. That way we can turn metal and bioplastic into spares. Spares are needed to be able to fix any of the outdoor stuff like the windmill or the solar panel, all the stuff out here. They need to be repaired with spares. They will degrade over time. And so yeah, if you see how in the lower right you have the wind turbine, medium size, and you can tell its condition as well as the power, the entire grid, the power that's being generated and the power that's being consumed. So what I'm going to do is also place down another power collector to help prevent any blackouts in the future. Because pretty soon I'm going to start creating more. I'm going to start using more power than I'm creating with just solar panels. So if the wind slows down like it's doing here, I'll start using power even in the middle of the day instead of making it, which can be an issue when nighttime happens and the only power generation is from the wind. So they're on their way to making that. I'm going to speed up time here again, that way I can take care of anything that they might be needing. Oh, I heard a meteor. Don't know where it was, but it didn't hit my stuff. We're still alive, so that's it. Oh, I heard another one. That was also really close by. Yep, right there. Okay. So we can go ahead. So they're ready to start building that structure. And the carrier robot just put ore into the metal processor, so worker will get on that soon. Okay. Okay, sorry about the jump, everyone. I got an important phone call. I had to take that. But we'll go ahead and get right back into this. So let's go ahead. So they had just finished building the factory, and they're about to build the hallway to get to it. So I can see that we're starting to run pretty low on metal, so I gotta start sort of planning what I want to build and what I don't want to build. We still have plenty of bioplastic, which is good, because bioplastic is the main thing to build anything really in here, except for, of course, the spares workshop that I was about to build that takes metal, of course. But, so I think for right now, everything seems to be pretty lined up pretty nicely. Just about near self-efficiency. We have a mine to be able to, and a metal processor to be able to make more metal, a starch plant, as well as a bioplastic processor to get more bioplastic, as well as a cafeteria for people to eat in, dorms to sleep in, oxygen to breathe, plenty of power. So I think I'm probably going to leave it as soon as, I'm probably going to leave this episode here. If you like to, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of the videos that I make, go ahead and subscribe down below. And I will see everyone in the next video. Spaceman Josh, out.